Today we're going to harvest and prep fresh callaloo. This is a African dish used similar to collards or to spinach. You can use the traditional African dish or you can follow along. Let's do some preps and then we'll talk about dishes. So today we're going to be talking about harvesting callaloo. Now, I don't have much, but it has gotten time to harvest. And how can you tell? Right here, it starts to seed out. It hasn't seeded out, but it's in the initial phase. So we're going to have to harvest this here. So I'm going down to the base. The base is pretty thick, and I have several nodes here. I have one node here, here, here. So that means I'm gonna leave enough so that it can grow back. And of course, we're going to cut right about here. And of course, that's a good sized piece there. I'm going to do the same thing to some of these other branches because it can sprout out back here. So I'm going to cut the node here. And this one, I'm gonna leave about 3 up. And we're going to cut here. These stems look a lot better. They're not as old, they're not as fibrous. So we're just going to go in and start cutting these away. Remember, I'm leaving it the ability to grow back. And I should be able to get several harvests out of this. This is what the one plant looked like once I cut it back. This is a big fibrous stem here, but it's still edible. And this is what this one looked like. And it'll grow back probably in another 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm ready to harvest again. So this is my first harvest. Okay guys, so at this point, we see that we have small size callaloo that I cut off. The bark is nice, tender, supple. And then we have some that's more mature. The bark is thicker, it's more fibrous. And I'm gonna show you how to clean this up so that you can use this one, okay? Now when you're dealing with callaloo, you're dealing with it close to as you're dealing with collards. I'm taking off the smaller stems. Set those aside. Everything's been washed to ensure that there's no bird droppings, no seeds, no spiders. Everything's being cleaned up. You wash your hands before you serve your food or work with your food. Make sure your fingernails are clean. Scrub it up really good. All right. So here I have a nice fibrous bark. It's not going to be fun to eat with this one. So you're just actually going to peel the outer bark off. You can see that it's fibrous, this thin piece here. You want that all cleaned up so that the inner portion is going to be edible. So you want to get to the nice soft spots of this one. So now I have all the fibrous outer skin off, and I'm just going to simply chop into smaller pieces. That way when I go to eat it, it's edible. I don't have a lot of fiber, nothing chewy. And this is how we're going to handle some of the older stems to put into our... Now with the other leaves, you're going to inspect them for any damage. Anything that's not good, you just tear off. And then we're just going to collect them up, just like you would with your collard greens. And we're going to sit here and we're just going to gently, tightly roll that. Bend that over a little. And of course, we're going to begin to dice this up. You're going to include the stems. These are the tender ones, the young ones. And you're going to repeat this process until all the callaloo is ready to go, okay? A couple pieces didn't want to act right. So this is how you harvest your callaloo. Now it'll cook down like spinach will cook down. So this is callaloo. Okay, you have to chop him up. But this is callaloo. Beautiful. Now you can cook it any way you want to, or if you have enough, you can blanch this like you would collards or spinach, and you can stick it in your freezer for later use. But these are some options for you.